Hi there and welcome to a new video, and in this one we are going to be checking out Godot 4.5 Dev 2, which as you can see has been just released. But before checking it out, I want to do a quick summary of the last Godot versions, because we have had 4.4, 4.4, 4.1, and now we have Godot 4.5, the dev snapshot. So I think it is a little chaotic, okay? So I super quickly want to explain all this. So firstly, in 3 March, we got 4.4. 4.4 had some problems, okay? I believe mostly people reported that when they migrated their vertical from 4.3 to 4.4, they got lots of errors, okay? Therefore, Godot had to create what is called a maintenance release, basically a 4.4.1 version, which is a version in which they are not going to be adding like new features, or well, it's not the main aim to add new features, but to fix stuff that is not working properly. So basically, once again, 3 March, Godot 4.4. Then just something like 10, 11, 12 days after, Godot 4.4.1 release candidate 1. And also 20 March, we got the first version of Godot 4.5. So it seems that at the first time that they were creating 4.5 Pro 1, they were also creating 4.6. And as you can see, just 1 week later, okay, than when Godot 4.4 Pro 1 was released, 14 March, 21 March, 4.4.1 release candidate 2, which as you can see also was released just 1 day after Godot 4.5 Dev 1. So I love the pace that we got. As you can see, in less than, or in something like a month, we got something like, I don't know, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versions of Godot in total. That is more than 1 version weekly. That's a lot. And then, well, in 26 March, Godot 4.4.1 was officially released, okay? And well, we got some time in the middle, and now, well, we are in 4.5 Dev 2. I thought it was super important to understand, because as we have seen, there were something like 6 versions in 1 month, so it was a little bit chaotic to understand everything that was going on. And also because of that, I also want to check out 4.5 Dev 1 super rapidly, okay? So now you have a new mute game toggle. So if you have a game that has sound effects, music, etc., and you don't want that game to play at least in Godot editor, you can directly mute that. Also, another improvement to UIDs, the unique identifiers, okay? So now by holding down a particular shortcut, you can directly preload the UID path, okay? So quite interesting. Selecting multiple nodes at runtime to modify multiple properties of same nodes at the same time. Also this thing of chunk tile math physics, which basically, as you can see, instead of having just that each tile has its own collision, that now they are going to be merged into one or many collisions, and this will just save lots of resources. And as usual, more things. So we have already checked in detail 4.5 Dev 1. I just wanted to check it out in general. And now we have here 4.5 Dev 2. So these features, I do want to point out that maybe they aren't as good as what we have in Dev 1, or maybe not as good as them, but what I want to say is that they are maybe more suitable for the more intermediate advanced Godot developers. So don't expect here something that we can download the Godot engine and that I can show you right away, or something that will actually be something that you are going to be able to take advantage right away. So I will just quickly mention them, maybe summarize a little bit information over here. Well, from there you will see if this is something that will actually be interesting for you or if it won't. So now what we have is dedicated to the navigation server. So if you were making a 2D game and wanting to make use of navigational features, once again, if you know what a navigational feature is, it's completely fine, something like a little bit more advanced that you are going to be using in some specific cases. What happens is that if you wanted to create a 2D navigation server, you would still see lots of 3D settings and features, which of course, if you're in 2D, you won't be able to use. So now users will be able to selectively enable or disable the navigation modules for 2D and or 3D. So it's kind of going to be divided between these 2 dimensions, so quite interesting for those who do use this. There was also some reorganization in the shader editor. Well, this is something that I don't think is pretty interesting, but anyway, you can now change the editor language without having to restart. Previously, I can open up here a version. I think this one should be 4.4.1, or if not, it's the other executable, so let me give it a second. 4.4 dev 6, so let me open up the other one. So basically here, well, you can go to settings, language, and let's select Spanish, for example. I don't know where it is. Here, Spanish. And as you can see here, settings change. The project manager must be restarted for change to take effect. So if we click restart now, well, it is going to be changed, as you can see. But well, now we shouldn't need to restart the application. Basically, that's something that we can try out, but well, it's not something like super significant. Now I want to get into more details because once again, this is something for more specific people that are doing VR games. But basically now with this new fragment density map support that is going to be globally available for every single headset, basically people creating VR games will have better optimization. Well, the games themselves are going to be having better optimization by default, okay, without you having to do anything. I know this is something quite interesting if I had understood it correctly, which is the native sub window support. Here the description, at least for me, wasn't so clear what this actually does. So what Godot was lacking was native sub windows. Remember that in previous versions we were able to make windows floating, for example, and if you had multiple monitors, well, you were able to have more customization. But now it seems that, for example, here we can see in this picture that, for example, the script is here at the bottom, that now here the scene view is much bigger. So it seems that we have now even more customization, or even here the file system, you can check it out over there. So quite interesting. So really that is the new thing over here. So let's basically also over here we have like even more stuff in this version that you can always read if you're interested in. But let's go ahead and download this new version. So here we are. Let's firstly check out this thing of the language super easily. So let's go here to Spanish, for example, and here it actually tells me to, no, here it doesn't tell me to actually restart. It's been already changed. As you can see, things here says crear, importar, etc. And these are words in Spanish. But here still we have the same message. Here it is in Spanish, but it says the same thing that you say in English. It says this exact same thing. So I believe that you still need to reset it. But at least you don't have to reset to see the immediate changes. So there it is. So here I am. I basically open a Kenny template. Okay, we are here 4.5 dev 2, and what I want to try out is that thing of moving things around a little bit more. So now, for example, the script window, somehow you should be able to put it like wherever. So now if I right click it, nothing happens. If I right click, I don't really know where to click it, to be honest. Maybe here, no, but this will make the editor floating. Okay, so here I can also select the screen because I have multiple ones. So well, unfortunately, I am not able to sort it out how I would be able to move the script tab over here or something like that. I will also try to drag and drop a script here, but no, I don't think it is something possible. So anyway, if you do know how this works, just let me know. I've tried here to read here multiple times, but I don't think there are any settings. Oh, well, here actually there is a setting that maybe we have to enable. And also, to be honest, I don't really know if this was even something that was actually introduced in previous versions, because it's not something that I really do. So if anybody has more information about this, you can share it with all of us in the comments. So well, what do you think? I will see you in the next video. And remember to subscribe for the latest Godot news.